Mary is on the line. Mary, you're on the Ken Coleman Show.
Hello, Ken.
Hi, Mary.
Thank you so much. I'm really excited to talk to you. I have been a 60 to 80 hour a week career worker.
Oh my goodness.
I'm 53 years old, and I am at the end of my rope.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I
okay.
took your assessment.
Yeah.
And I really need to get off this train.
Yeah.
And I haven't been able to figure out physically how to do it.
Okay.
It's destroyed our marriage.
Mm-hmm.
We've been followers of Dave Ramsey for many years.
Yeah.
We're in a good financial position where our retirement fund is very well funded. My kids' college, that's all paid for and done. Our house is paid off. But when can I stop, and how can I transition to something that's great?
Okay. So this is so great that you've called. I don't know if you heard the first part of the show, but
I did.
But we've got to get you clear, and you took the Get Clear career assessment. Is that right?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we got to walk through it. We got to walk through it. Now, we can walk through it at whatever pace you need to. It spit out your top 3 talents. It gave you your top 3 passions, your work you love, and then it gave you a primary mission. And then it gave you some professional possibilities where we ask you to cross out the ones that don't fit, don't make any sense, circle the ones that make a lot of sense. We give you a purpose statement when you read it, and you're just able to go, I'm supposed to use what I do best, to do work I love, to produce results that matter to me. So when you do that, what did you see? How did it point you?
Well, it's so interesting because the top talents were in the area that I'm working.
That's okay.
I'm in sales and a sales manager and have been for 30 years.
Yeah.
So communication, connection, and persuasion.
Yes.
And the mission that I'm always focused around is achievement, which, it totally feeds me. But I feel so much pressure to perform, and it's just been going on too long.
Okay, so here's the deal. Here's what's awesome. All the assessment did was confirm for you what you were created to do. So that it wasn't so much a different light bulb for you, it just confirmed it, which is really exciting. Here's why. You're doing the right thing in the wrong place.
Mm-hmm.
You've been doing the right thing in the wrong places. If your entire career, you've been working 60 to 80 hour weeks, you've been doing it in the wrong environment, because nobody's made to work that much. That's insanity. So just because this points to a sales job doesn't mean it couldn't point to a leadership job. Doesn't mean that it couldn't point to some other job that is very based around communication, connection, and persuasion. What were your top 3 passions? You didn't give me that.
Yeah, leading, promoting, persuasion. So I've been a sales leader for 11 years.
Yeah.
Very high performing team, high revenue generating team.
So why are you working 60 to 80 hours a week? Why?
Well, a lot of corporate pressure.
Wait a second.
I'd love to be an entrepreneur.
Wait.
Yeah.
Because this is important. Corporate pressure. You had a leader telling you that you had to work 60 to 80 hours a week?
Well, it's expectations on responsiveness on all of these projects. I'm always recruited for, you're a high potential person and we want you on this and we need help on that. And there's a lot of, the requests over the weekend and evenings and,
okay, so hold on. So let me tell you something, what I hear, and I'm not picking on you. I'm coaching you right now. Sounds like you have a hard time saying no.
I do. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And there have to be boundaries. Now, I'm also acknowledging that it is possible that for many, many years you had people saying, yeah, you've got to answer emails at night. You've got to answer emails and respond and do stuff on the weekend. I didn't get a clear answer on that. And I think it's because nobody told you had to do it. That was a self-imposed pressure because of realistically high expectations. Like there's a question
Achievement.
Yes, but see, that's the issue. Achievement. There is nothing wrong with achievement, throwing up scores on the scoreboard, as being your missional result. This is so exciting to me, as this is why I added mission to my methodology, because I wanted people to see what's the driving motivator for my work. And for you, it's achievement. But there are, if you'll recall, do you have your results in front of you?
Well, they're on my phone.
Okay, never mind. All right, never mind.
Yeah.
Do you remember when you read your missional result of achievement, do you remember me showing you that there were missional missteps? If you weren't careful, you could go the other way. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do.
They were pretty spot on, I'm hoping.
Yeah, they were.
Okay, so here's the key. Everything I'm hearing right now is because you're so driven by achievement that you've allowed personal gaps, personal pain to influence your work life. And because of that, you're trying to fill a hole of personal achievement, not just professional achievement. See, professional achievement and driving results is a very pure result, missional result. But when it becomes a salve, a medicine to heal a personal wound, it can get out of balance. Am I starting to sound right to you?
Yeah, yeah.
Now, here's what's happened. So now you try to fill a personal hole through a professional means, and that's what gets 60 and 80-hour weeks, which then kill my marriage, because my whole worth is centered around my professional achievement as opposed to keeping it pure. You've lost yourself. That's what I think.
Wow.
So if I can push you a little bit more, and you don't have to share super detailed answers, you be as detailed, as vulnerable as you want to be right now. But this is not a professional problem. This is a personal problem. And the assessment results are basically validating that you've been doing the right kind of work, but you aren't putting personal boundaries around it. So what's the hole? What's the affirmation hole in your life? Where's it coming from?
Well, my husband was a stay-at-home dad, and we moved to allow for me to calm down with my job and not to have so much pressure. And with the intent that he was going to start working and start to pick up in some of the slack, and that there would be some balance. And he didn't find a job for 7 years. And when he did, it was a warehouse clerk position that really couldn't support things. So I just kept going. And I grew up with a single mom.
Yeah.
So not letting things fall was very important.
Yeah.
And I saw that accomplishing all these things was holding the house up.
Yep.
And that it was all on me.
Yep.
That the house could fall.
Yep. Yep. But there's so much there. There's more stuff there that I think for this next season of your life, you're going to have to dig in and go, what about my childhood, having a single mom, achieving. That's coming from a hole where you feel like you're not enough, and somebody didn't believe you were enough, and then you begin to believe you weren't enough. And then the husband situation, if I could be so bold as to say, when somebody tells me that he couldn't find a job in 7 years, that's not true. He didn't choose a job for 7 years. And you know
like he didn't try.
Huh?
I felt like he didn't try.
That's exactly what I just said. We're saying the same thing, and there's resentment there.
Yeah.
He didn't try. Nobody in the United States goes 7 years and can't find a job. That's a factually incorrect statement.
Yes.
He didn't choose a job. He needs to choose a job. This is also a big relationship. I think you guys need marriage counseling. And I think you guys got to decide, do we want to fight for us? And if we're willing to fight for us, it's not fighting each other and lobbing accusations, but it's going, I can't keep this up. I can't keep this up. And that's the relationship stuff, because you've already acknowledged you can't keep this up professionally. Nobody's making you work 60 to 80 hours a week. You're doing it because it is keeping you from acknowledging the pain in your personal life. That's what's going on. Because the busier you are and the harder you work, the more valuable you feel, and you also don't have any time. Emotionally, because you're exhausted. Physically, you're exhausted. You have nothing left to deal with the other issues. So I would tell you you're using it as a crutch. Now, all that to say, the good news is you've been in your sweet spot doing that kind of work. And maybe you need a change to where there are no expectations. Because right now, everybody thinks that they're going to get an email from you anytime they send it. So maybe you do have to change places, and it's a fresh beginning for you. But you still need to be in that type of role that you're in. You just need boundaries. But I don't think you're healthy enough right now to even put a boundary in place. Maybe you are. I know you can do it. I really am saying it. Will you be able to do it? But I would like for you, Mary, to just go, all right, no more. I'm working 45 hours a week. And that is what it is. And I'm going to learn how to delegate, and I'm going to learn how to lead. I'm going to reset expectations. I know you can do it. The question is, are you healthy enough to where you will do it? But can I just share with you? The sun is coming out. You're in a storm, but you and your hubs have got to get serious about you all. You got to get healthy too. It may even start with you getting some counseling first. That's what I think.
Yes. So, well, we've been in counseling for a year.
Good.
And he's gotten a job.
Good.
A great job.
Great. Yeah. This is all good news. I didn't even know this. Very exciting.
Yeah, sorry. And, but the marriage, it's over. It's too late. So anyway,
I don't think it's too late.
It just feels like there's nothing there anymore. It's a marriage of convenience.
Even with a year of counseling, does your counselor agree with this?
It's interesting. The counselor just it keeps asking us what our decisions are. My husband is very wants to stay together, but he's very unhappy all the time. And I'm usually a very positive person.
Yeah.
I know it doesn't sound like that on this call,
That's
but
okay.
I'm an eternal optimist.
I believe that.
And he just brings me down all the time, and I don't feel connected to him, and he's, so.
Yeah, well, he's dealing with his own pain.
Yes.
But I'm going to tell you something right now. And this is an unprofessional counseling opinion, but I feel like I've got some insight on this. You trying to make him happy is not going to work. I think you've got to get healthy. And I think you need to say that to your counselor in front of him and go, hey, I need to work on me. How can I work on me? Take the lead on this and see if your husband will follow the next counseling session. Mm-hmm. Say, hey, babe, I need you to tell me all the ways I hurt you. I wish he would take the lead as the man, but the reality is he's hurting, and I'm not beating up on your hubs. But I think I'd go that direction in counseling. Let your husband speak. Listen to him tell you how you hurt him and blah, 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 blah. And then I'd also get him the Get Clear career assessment. Let him take it. I know he's got a really good job, but I just think there needs to be some purpose in his life as well.
There does.
And I think that if he takes the assessment, it might be a safe way of having a conversation around it. But I would first in the next counseling session go, hey, he's so unhappy, and I feel like I got to talk about what am I doing? I want to get healthy with him, with you. So I'm okay with you focusing on me in front of him. I would take that lead and see what happens. Now, if your counselor says that's not healthy, I would trust the counselor. But I think that's healthy. I think it's very interesting because I think he's got to see you fighting to get whole yourself so that you can be to him. But I definitely think it's worth it. I definitely think it's worth it. Don't quit on this thing. All right?
Okay.
Now listen to me.
Thank you.
Back to full circle here. We covered a lot here. Okay.
We did.
I know. But listen, this matters. I think you've got to decide, do you need a new environment in the workplace so that you can start fresh and start putting these boundaries in place? And so I'm not telling you to quit and leave. Okay. I'm telling you not to make any rash decisions or quick decisions because you're in pain. Okay. But you are right. You got to get off of this treadmill. So there's two ways to do it. One, you slow yourself down to where it's easy to step off and you get some time away, maybe just for yourself, and it's a spa weekend and you just downshift just in temporary form. The other way is you get on a different treadmill where the speed isn't the same because you realize I don't have to set this speed, but you have got to stop avoiding your relationship problems by working so hard. I think you're the problem. And you know I'm saying that from a place of love. I think you feel that.
I do.
I'm not judging you right now. Okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Do not quit on your husband. Okay?
Okay.
Even if he's quit on you, don't you quit.
Okay.
All right, Mary. Go get some help. Oh, that's good. That's hard, but it's good. It's hard. It's really hard. I sense that there are other people that are watching this live or will watch this later who are in a very similar situation. And so I feel like I've got to say this. You can be absolutely in your sweet spot doing what you were created to do, and Mary is. Talent, passion, and mission lined up. You heard her say it when she took the assessment. She thought she was going to get some results that said, hey, you got to go a different direction. But all it did was confirm. And then she's like, huh? But working 60, 80 hours a week, when someone's not standing over top of you saying, this is the only way you get to keep this job, means that you are the issue and you are using work and that amount of work as an excuse to avoid pain and problems. But the irony of that is it just increases the pain. It magnifies the problem. I will tell you personally that this matters so deeply to me. This concept that I was created to fill a unique role. There is a calling where I'm just supposed to contribute to the world in my unique way. I believe it with everything in my being. And I believe in dream jobs. I believe in it. Because a dream job is just a way of defining a job where you're just in your zone. You're using what you do best to do what you love, to create results that matter to you. That's all it is. It's stage 6 because it takes a while to step into one of those roles, right? But remember, there's a 7th stage to give yourself away. But see, we aren't just professional human beings. I really believe we are relational first and foremost, and then there is professional purpose. But there's before professional purpose, there's relationship purpose. Let me make no bones about that. And so you can be in the dream job and your life falling apart, and it doesn't even feel like a dream job. And I'll tell you right now, I am in my dream job. I am where I'm supposed to be at Ramsey Solutions. I am doing what God has created me to do. But can I just tell you something? If I had to choose between this and my family, it's not even up for vote. It's not even up for vote. I'm going to choose my family every time. I'm going to choose my family. I'd walk away and it'd kill me. It would crush me. But we are relational and professional. And you cannot hide relational problems with professional success. You just can't. You just cannot do it. And I'm afraid so many people are trying to do it. And no matter how successful you are, how much you achieve, you will never fill the hole in your heart. You just won't. Can I tell you that I believe marriages can be rebuilt? I really do. I believe parental and children and breaks in those relationships, I believe it can be rebuilt. I really do. So, there's a lot of Marys out there. And you can call this show. We'll talk through it. I'm no professional counselor. But we've got to talk about this. We have got to talk about this.